All right, guys, we are on Unit 4, Lesson 3, Organizing Information and Data. So this is more so about keeping your records, and we've talked about this already, but it's so important, any business, no matter what it is, to keep great records of all of your business transactions, finances, but really just all your communications, everything with your business, so that it's easier at the end of the year, whenever it comes time for taxes, it's easier for you to keep track of everything and how its growth and organization. You should know is with your schoolwork. It's just a great way to be successful. So we're going to talk about some different ways that agriculturalists use record keeping and the benefits of it. Okay, so this talks about some of the benefits of record keeping. It's essential for legal compliance with different state and federal laws. You have to. For animals, it's really important to keep records of what animal is what. How do you know what calf belongs to what bull or mama animal? So you make sure that your animals are productive. How do you keep track of that? For planting, are you going to remember off the top of your head what crop you planted 3 years ago and where? So for crop rotation, probably not. So it's really good to have records. It's also really good to have records in case something happens for insurance. That way you can say, no, this is what I have, and you can reimburse me for my losses. Okay, so first let's talk about stock records. And I'm not talking about like the stocks on Wall Street. I'm talking about livestock. We call them stock. So maintaining well-organized stock records is really essential for your health of your farm animals. Okay, are you going to remember off the top of your head when you last vaccinated? Probably not. That's why it's important to keep track of these things. They provide you with a really easy way to track animal care, growth, and breeding. This cute little pig. So you should have identifying information for each animal herd in your flock. We have goats and cattle, and both of them have ear tags. Ear tags go in their ear, and we have on the goats we have like 1 through 50, and for each different year. So like our oldest ones are going to be color orange 1 through 50. Then the next generation are going to be yellow, and that just helps us be able to tell what year they are, as well as who they belong to. So, obviously, if number 1 goat has two twins, we're going to tag both those twins with the number 1. That way we know who belongs to who. This is really great because maybe that mama isn't taking care of those babies, and we needed to know what babies go with that mama or they get lost. So when you start getting a lot of animals, it's harder to keep track of them. So that's why tagging is very important. Pigs are a little different. I don't know if they don't say it on there. So pigs, they don't necessarily have tags because they will eat them. They like to chew and eat everything. So we actually notch their ear. So you take it's like a hole punch, and each farmer has a specific ear notch that they do, and they're going to notch holes in the ears, and the ears actually have like codes, and you can know how to read pig ear notches, and they'll be able to tell what pig that piglet came out of, what number it was in the litter, how many were born in the litter, and what farmer it belongs to. And these are great. What if that pig gets on a different farm? So they're really great to have tags, just like it is to have dog tags. Digital photos, you can also snap digital photo now for your records. This is a new technology that we have. This is really important with like breeding pedigrees if you're trying to keep track of all of those things, and if you're going to sell your animals. So for health, weight, and deworming schedules, that way you're not deworming more than you should be. Breeding plans, so you know when to expect. It's really important. We always write down when our animals get bred. So our animals just got bred in September. So we know that in March, they're going to have babies. And it's really important for us to know that so we can make sure to check them even more in case they have any problems having those babies or need some help. So very, very important to keep track of animals. Crop records, just as important. You need to keep record of your plants, of your crops. Um, Maybe it's going to tell you, oh, that crop did really good last year. What did we grow? What variety was that? Because when you go in a crop and you buy a seed, there's like not just basic corn seed, there's a lot of different varieties. So to keep track of which specific one you did, it's really going to benefit you. Keep track of how it's done. Keeping track of fertilizer, what you used, when you fertilized it. If you're working towards organic, there's a lot of different things you have to do for organic. Like right there, we've got an example of a crop record for organic certification. So see, you have to keep up with all kinds of things. The lot number that seed came out of, when you planted it, how many you planted. So if you just have a regular farm, not organic, don't have to take quite as many records, but you still have to keep some crop records. Paper versus digital records. Really, it's up to you. A lot of people do a combination. My husband does mostly paper. He has a notebook in his truck, and when he's out at the ranch, he marks down any information that he needs. Now, a lot of bigger farms, they're going to use digital because they're just so big for paper, because they can get lost or destroyed. So it's really important to keep those digital. And you can even buy, there's like different softwares just for farmers that they use to keep their digital records. Or even just using Google Sheets, Excel sheets, that's what that's for. And you're going to be creating one of these. So it says Google is a great way. They have templates. You can go in their templates and find lots of different record keeping templates and use those. So if you're using paper or digital, it's really important to keep those both organized. So like they're organizing their cattle all together, and they've got dairy production, wool production. They've got it by breeding, calving. So it's really important just to stay organized. I can't stand when people have like on their laptop a whole bunch of different folders. When you organize your drive or organize those, it's way easier and faster and more efficient to find stuff. So financial records, money. Money is very important to keep track of. Okay. Bookkeeping or maintaining records of money coming in and going out isn't the most fun, but it's super, super important to stay profitable, put money in the bank, and keep the IRS off your back. And the IRS is who's in charge of collecting and refunding taxes to America. So some of the financial money you should have accounting systems. So double entry accounting system provides the most detailed. The system's more detailed, but it's harder to learn. Every single transaction, when money's earned or spent, is recorded to sometimes more accounts. Simpler is a cash counting system with inventory adjustments, and that's just an accepted method of reporting income and expenses for tax purposes. So keeping up with everything that you bought or spent, keeping up with receipts related to your business. Okay? All right. So next you will have discussion 1. For discussion 1, it talks about record keeping. What aspects of record keeping do you think would find most challenging, most enjoyable if you were a small business owner? I think probably the most challenging would be continuing to do it. So staying on top of it, remembering to keep inputting those digital records, to keep up with your receipts. The most enjoyable would probably be at the end of the year when you're putting all your information together. It's way faster and way easier